Hey everyone, Kieran King here. One of our channel subscribers, Tech God, has requested a video on reverse vesting. Thank you for the idea, let's get straight to it. Firstly, what is vesting? Think of vesting as the act of earning your shares in a particular company. Unvested shares are therefore shares that you haven't earned, and vested shares are shares that you have earned. Sometimes when investors choose to invest in a business, they may say that there needs to be a reverse vesting clause in the term sheet that essentially incentivizes a founder to stay in employment with the business and not leave with the majority of the company shares. Imagine a founder, Jack. He starts a business. This is Jack and this is his business. Let's keep it simple and say that there are 100 shares in this business. Within this business, Jack also has an investor for say 20% of the business. Okay, so Jack owns 80% or 80 shares and the investor owns 20% or 20 shares. Let's say the business is running and Jack decides to leave the business after 1 year as it is just simply not working out for him. He's getting cold feet and he just doesn't want to commit anymore. So he quits. The investor who invested the 20% may have to step in and help run the business to stop it from failing, and as they don't want to lose out on their investment. And if the investor succeeds in making this business a success 5 years later without the original founder still owns 80% of this business, despite not doing the work of making it a success. This obviously is not fair to the investor. As a result, the investor may, at the beginning, make the founder sign up to a reverse vesting schedule over a 4-year period. This allows the company or sometimes the remaining shareholders to buy back the founder's shares for free or at a low price, i.e. par value, if the founder leaves within that 4-year period. So how does this typically work? Let's look at a graph with time on the bottom starting at year 0 when an investment term sheet is signed, going all the way up to year 4. And we have shares owned on the left. Using the same example before, Jack signs a term sheet with an investor and signs up to a reverse vesting clause. If you look at the key here, in red we have unvested and in green we have vested shares. Okay, so at the start of the period, Jack still has 80 shares along with all the voting rights and influence. However, he hasn't earned any of those yet. They remain unvested. After year 1, however, of being with the business, the vesting schedule states that he then has earned 20 of those shares, or a quarter of the shares that he has. 60 are still his, but they remain unvested. And if Jack decides to leave, the company has then the right to buy the remaining 60 unvested shares. Let's say Jack remains with the business and after his 2nd year, he has earned 40 shares, leaving 40 unvested. Jack gradually builds up his vested or earned shares until year 4 when he is fully vested. Those are now his shares and no one can take them away from him. Now, unvested shares become vested usually every 6 months or a year, but they can be allocated quarterly or even monthly, depending on the agreement. The allocation for them varies. These agreements also vary in terms of how many shares are put up for reverse vesting. In this example, we said that all of Jack's shares were, but normally only up to 75% is put up for the schedule. In addition, the usual time period for a vesting schedule is usually 3 to 4 years. Sometimes, in the event that there are 2 co-founders, each may force the other to sign up for a reverse vesting schedule to make sure the other doesn't leave. Now, there are many reasons for a founder to leave the business that are out of their control, such as maybe a family member or loved one gets sick and they have to focus on looking after them full time. As a result, there are sometimes good leaver clauses that don't punish the founder for leaving in the reverse vesting period if they leave within good reason. So why do investors require reverse vesting schedules in their term sheets? 1. It incentivizes the founder to stay and consequently de-risks the investor's position. At the end of the day, you want to invest in people that are truly invested in the business and not distracted by other things or will leave on a whim. On the flip side, if a founder leaves, the investor could take up their shares, giving them more control over the business. Essentially, both the investor and the founder should walk away with a deal they are both happy with. Whatever side of the coin you're on, I would say put yourself in the shoes of the other party and try to see it from their side. As a founder, you could even use the reverse vesting clause to win an over-the-fence investor. And as an investor, you could look to de-risk your position in the business with it. That's it from me for today. I hope you enjoyed this one. I get that it's probably quite a niche topic, but I find this world fascinating and fun to learn about. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed the video and want to see more. Take care everyone, I'll see you soon.